Beneath the blood-red sunsets and shadowed canyons of the Southwest, Apache warriors struck terror into Comanche and American hearts, surviving wars that broke empires. Accursed relic whispers of their unyielding spirit. How did this fierce tribe outlast their foes? Join Frontier Chronicles to uncover the Apache's saga of cunning raids, mystic powers, and a legacy that still stalks the desert. Hey folks, welcome to Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the blood-soaked plains and shadowed canyons of the Southwest, where Apache warriors carved a fearsome legend through battles against rival tribes and the U.S. Army in the 19th century. I'm Jake Harlan, and today we're diving into why the Apache, masters of guerrilla warfare and terrors of the frontier, survived countless wars with Comanche, Mexicans, and Americans, per D. Brown's Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Their raids and resilience shook empires, per S. C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. A hidden relic will spark questions. Let's stalk the Apache's terrifying legacy. In the early 1800s, Apache bands, Chiricahua, Mescalero, Lipan, dominated a vast territory from Arizona to Texas, blending nomadic hunting with small-scale farming, per Gwynn. Their rugged homeland of deserts, mountains, and canyons was a natural fortress, perfect for ambushes, per historical records. By the 1830s, they faced Comanche raiders, whose mounted attacks devastated Apache villages, yet the Apache fought back with night raids and traps, per Brown. After 1848, the U.S. takeover of the Southwest brought settlers and soldiers, but Apache raids, killing dozens, stealing hundreds of horses, crippled American expansion, per ethnographic accounts. A single 1850 raid near Santa Fe left 40 settlers dead, with no Apache losses, per historical records. Apache warriors, led by chiefs like Mondas Coloradus, struck with surgical precision, vanishing into terrain where enemies faltered, per Gwynn. Their knowledge of every cave and spring made them untouchable, terrifying Comanche and Americans alike, per Brown. In 1845, near the Gila River, a Mexican scout found a bloodied obsidian blade, etched with Knight's Fang. Uncovered in 1905, it was dismissed as a tool, but Apache elders claimed it marked a massacre of Comanche raiders, per oral histories from Keith Basso's Western Apache Witchcraft. A Lipan elder, Silent Claw, whispered, "The shadows fight for us." Why did Apache terrify their foes? What did that blade conceal? Whose Fang struck the night? Hey folks, Jake Harlan back with Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the blood-stained plains and moonlit ridges where Apache warriors clashed with the Comanche, lords of the Great Plains, in battles that forged their fearsome legend. Last time, we saw the Apache, Chiricahua, Mescalero, Lipan, emerge as terrors of the Southwest, their raids defying Comanche and American foes, per D. Brown's Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Their mastery of terrain and ruthless ambushes made them a nightmare, per S. C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. Today, we dive into their brutal wars with the Comanche, where cunning traps and relentless raids proved their unyielding spirit. A hidden snare will spark questions. Let's stalk the crucible of their survival. In the 1720s, the Comanche, with their unmatched horsemanship, swept across the plains, driving Apache bands like the Lipan from their ancestral lands, per Gwynn. By the 1740s, Comanche raids had burned Apache villages, killing hundreds and forcing survivors into mountains and deserts, per historical records. Yet, the Apache fought back with guerrilla genius. Unlike Comanche's open plains charges, Apache warriors struck at night, using canyons and cliffs for ambushes, per Brown. In 1748, near the Pecos River, a Lipan band lured 200 Comanche into a narrow gorge, killing 80 with arrows and rocks from above, per ethnographic accounts. The Apache's hit-and-run tactics, stealing horses, burning camps, kept Comanche on edge, costing them thousands of warriors over decades, per Gwynn. Apache Mio shone through their traps. They'd leave false trails or abandoned camps to bait Comanche into ambushes, per Brown. In 1750, near the San Saba River, a Spanish scout found a shattered buffalo horn, carved with serpent's coil. Uncovered in 1910, it was dismissed as a relic, but Apache elders claimed it marked a trap where Mescalero warriors slaughtered a Comanche war party, per oral histories from Keith Basso's Western Apache Witchcraft. A mescalero elder, ghost arrow, whispered, "The earth hides our fangs." How did Apaches cunning outwit Comanche might? What did that horn conceal? Whose coil trapped the plains? Hey folks, Jake Harlan back with Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the wind-scoured deserts and jagged peaks where Apache warriors faced the relentless tide of the U.S. Army in the 19th century. Last time, we saw the Apache, Chiricahua, Mescalero, Lipan, outwit the Comanche with cunning traps and night raids, cementing their terrifying legend, per D. Brown's "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee." Their guerrilla mastery made them a nightmare, per S. C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. Today, we dive into their wars against the American military, led by chiefs like Cochise and Geronimo, whose defiance bled the U.S. dry. A forgotten battlefield will spark questions. Let's stalk their unyielding fight. After the 1848 Mexican-American War, the U.S. claimed the Southwest, flooding Apache lands with settlers and soldiers, per Brown. By the 1850s, Apache bands, led by Cochise, struck back with devastating raids on forts and wagon trains, per historical records. In 1861, the Bascom Affair, where U.S. troops falsely accused Cochise of kidnapping, ignited a decade of vengeance, per Gwynn. Cochise's warriors ambushed soldiers in canyons, killing 60 in a single 1862 clash at Apache Pass, per ethnographic accounts. Geronimo, emerging in the 1870s, led raids across Arizona and Mexico, evading thousands of troops with hit-and-run tactics, per Brown. A single 1876 raid near Tucson left 25 soldiers dead and 100 horses stolen, with no Apache losses, per historical records. Their survival hinged on terrain mastery and ruthless precision. Apache warriors used cliffs for cover, struck at night, and vanished into caves, per Gwynn. In 1863, near the Dragoon Mountains, a U.S. scout found a broken lance, etched with "Storm's Wrath." Uncovered in 1918, it was dismissed as a relic, but Apache elders claimed it marked a battle where Cochise's band slaughtered a U.S. patrol, per oral histories from Keith Basso's Western Apache Witchcraft. A Chiricahua elder, night stalker, whispered, "The wind carries our blades." How did Apache defy America's might? What did that lance avenge? Whose wrath shook the desert? Hey folks, Jake Harlan back with Frontier Chronicles, broadcasting from the starlit peaks and shadowed ravines where Apache warriors wielded not just arrows but a mystic aura that chilled the hearts of Comanche and American foes. Last time, we saw the Apache, Chiricahua, Mescalero, Lipan, defy the U.S. Army with devastating raids led by Cochise and Geronimo, per D. Brown's "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee." Their terrain mastery made them ghosts, but their spiritual power made them legends, per S. C. Gwynn's Empire of the Summer Moon. Today, we explore the supernatural terror of Apache leaders like Lozen, whose rituals and visions struck fear into enemies. A lost prophecy will spark questions. Let's delve into their mystic defiance. Apache culture revered power, a sacred gift from Lozen, their creator, granted through visions on holy mountains, per Keith Basso's Western Apache Witchcraft. Lozen, a Chiricahua warrior woman, was said to sense enemies by praying, her hands tingling to reveal their location, per oral histories. In 1877, near the Rio Grande, she led her band past a Comanche war party, saving dozens, per Brown. Her visions unnerved rivals, who whispered of Apache witches who could summon storms or vanish into stone, per ethnographic accounts. In 1880, during a raid against U.S. troops in New Mexico, Lozen's prayers reportedly brought fog, allowing her band to escape a cavalry charge, per Gwynn. Such tales, true or not, shattered enemy morale, making soldiers and Comanche hesitate, per historical records. This psychological edge amplified Apache ferocity. U.S. troops feared night marches, believing Apache shamans could curse pursuers, per Brown. Comanche avoided certain canyons, convinced Apache spirits guarded them, per Basso. In 1875, near the San Carlos River, a U.S. scout found a scorched eagle feather, etched with "Sky's Oath." Uncovered in 1925, it was dismissed as ceremonial, but Apache elders claimed it sealed a prophecy, "The stars shield our blades," per oral histories. Lozen's band, emboldened by such beliefs, raided with unmatched daring, per Gwyn. How did Apache mysticism terrify their foes? What did that prophecy guard? Whose oath haunted the night? Hey folks, Jake Harlan here, wrapping up our saga with frontier chronicles from the sun-scorched deserts and starlit canyons where Apache warriors stood as a terrifying force against Comanche and the U.S. Army. We've tracked their legend, cunning traps against Comanche, relentless raids led by Cochise and Geronimo, and mystic powers through Lozen that shattered enemy morale, per D. Brown's "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee." Their guerrilla genius and unyielding spirit made them a nightmare, per S.C. Gwyn's Empire of the Summer Moon. Today, we reflect on the Apache's enduring survival, their fearsome legacy, and the lessons of their defiance. A cursed vow will haunt you, let's face the echoes of their fight. The Apache outlasted most native nations in their resistance. By the 1880s, while Comanche and others faced confinement, Apache bands like the Chiricahua, led by Geronimo, continued raids across Arizona and Mexico, per Brown. Even after Geronimo's 1886 surrender, Apache resilience lived on in their descendants, who preserved traditions despite reservations and assimilation, per ethnographic accounts. Their survival in brutal deserts, living off roots and hidden springs, humiliated armies, costing the U.S. thousands of lives and millions in resources, per Gwyn. Apache tactics, blending stealth, mysticism, and terrain mastery, made them seem unstoppable, per Keith Basso's Western Apache Witchcraft. Their legacy endures in modern Apache communities, who in 2025 honor their ancestors' defiance, per Native scholarship, inspiring resilience worldwide. In 1888, near Fort Apache, a U.S. soldier found a tattered leather cord, etched with "Wind's Vow." Uncovered in 1935, it was dismissed as a trinket, but Apache elders claimed it sealed a curse, "Our spirit stalks the conquerors," per oral histories. This belief fueled Apache resistance, making every canyon a trap, every shadow a threat, per Brown. Their wars, bloodier than most, reshaped the Southwest, proving no force could fully break them. Who truly won, the Apache or their foes? What does that vow still whisper? Whose spirit haunts the desert? Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Frontier Chronicles.